Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. I am going to be doing a mukbang. I'm just going to eat some burritos and a glass of Dr. Pepper. And I'm going to also tell you guys a story time. I guess it's a story time on my breastfeeding experience. I'm actually still breastfeeding, but I just wanted to tell you guys my experience on it. And how it didn't work out the first time with my first son. So, these are just green chili burritos. So, you guys love the older looking plate. And yes, I have ketchup on the side because I like my burritos with ketchup. So, to start off with my story time, I had my first son in 2015. When I had him, no. Here. Okay. When I had my son in 2015, I was planning on breastfeeding him, and I did in the hospital. Actually, right after he came out, they latched him on, or they was trying to. He did. He breastfed for a good little bit, and then he ended up making one side bleed. And so in the process of that healing, I can only feed him on the other side. And so I was like, well, I was already getting discouraged because it was bleeding and I wasn't going to be able to feed him on both sides. I was only going to be able to use one side. And so it was really bumming me out and frustrating because he was obviously hungry and you have to be able to give him enough food. And so I kept breastfeeding him. Sorry, I'm trying to think about what I'm trying to say. I kept breastfeeding him. Once I was moved to my recovery room, he ended up making me bleed on the other side, so I had to let them heal. My milk wasn't in yet, so I it was just painful. So I asked my nurse, actually, if I could feed him a bottle, so that way he was at least getting food, because I couldn't feed him from myself. I couldn't breastfeed him. So they were telling me, no, I'm not giving you a bottle. You have to pump and blah blah blah. One second, guys. There's a lot of tension and it doesn't feel like a birthday party where everyone's like, happy birthday. It's more like walking on eggshells, like Cricket City, like Roger Jenny. Okay, so after the nurse told me that I couldn't give my child a bottle, I complained, asked for another nurse, and they didn't give me another nurse. They kept me with the same nurse. The next morning, I was tired, frustrated, and just exhausted because I didn't get any sleep. And she comes in the room and was like, well, you need to pump and you need to do this. It was just very discouraging. She wasn't helping me at all. And I had already had issues with this hospital, just doctors in general and nurses.
Switch on this controller.
Mommy duty calls. Sorry. Here, let me see. Here. Anyways, I already had issues with this hospital previously with nurses in the ER and stuff like that. And so the next day she got me to pump a little bit, but it was too painful, so I tried the nipple shield, that didn't really work. At his, I think it's his 2-day checkup, I went in and the nurse got him to latch on and stuff, and he did really good. And then when I got home, he wouldn't do it for me, and I tried calmly to try to get him to breastfeed, and he wouldn't. He wouldn't breastfeed. So I tried for a few days. It didn't work out. My milk was definitely in because when I went in for his 2-day checkup, I already had milk. So he just didn't want to do it for me. And so I gave up. And with Michael, when I found out I was pregnant, I told myself I am going to fight through it and I'm going to breastfeed my child because that is the best thing for him. And it would, honestly, it would save a lot on formula. And so when he was born, they got him out and everything and cleaned him off, and he latched so perfectly. He ate for, I believe it was a little bit over an hour on both sides. And I was like going back and forth just to make sure that I was giving him enough. And I did that for about an hour. He did really good. It didn't hurt when he latched on. And that night he started cluster feeding, and he was eating so much. It was crazy. And just immediately I just loved breastfeeding. And I told myself I want to breastfeed him for as long as possible because it's just what I want to do. At some point during my breastfeeding journey, I stopped producing on one side, so I can only feed him on one side. And so I feel like my journey is going to be coming to an end soon because he's getting older. He's eating a lot more than I remember my oldest son eating, and so I don't feel like he's getting enough. So I feel like I'm going to have to stop breastfeeding and feed him straight formula. He will be eating baby food soon, so it's not like it's going to be a big deal. It's just I never thought that I would love my breast, like love it as much as I do. And when it ends, I'm going to really miss it because it's given us a bond that I never thought I would have with him. Like when you're breastfeeding your child, they're like super close to you and they're depending on you to give them all the nutrients that they need, and it's just really sad. I'm not looking forward to it ending. Anyways, he's getting fussy. So I'm probably gonna have to go get him. But okay, here's my baby. He's gonna sit with me for the remainder of my video. But yeah, my breastfeeding has been going great. I love breastfeeding. It's the best thing for your child, and I wouldn't recommend anything else to give your child for the first at least half year of their life. My child is 4 months old. I'm so proud of myself for getting as far as I have with the breastfeeding. I never thought I would get this far, believe me, I really didn't. There was times in the beginning that I actually wanted to give up. And I was like that with my first child. I just wanted to give up. I didn't want to keep going. was like, this is difficult. When he was cluster feeding in the hospital, I would wake up so frustrated. And my mom was there. My husband had to work. He couldn't take time off, or else he would have been there. And he's just not really good with hospitals. Everybody's different. I didn't really care. I just needed somebody there. And my mom was there to help me. It's just like, breastfeeding is very hard. It really is. And it takes a lot of work, time, and energy to do it. This is gonna have to be the end of my video because my phone is dying and my story is pretty much over. I'm not done eating, but there's no point in, I mean, I guess there is, but it's kind of hard to do it with him sitting with me. But depending on what we have for dinner tonight, I'll do another mukbang for you guys. And I'll think of another story that I can tell you guys so that you guys can get to know me a little bit more better. A little bit more better. That made no sense. I apologize. Anyways, I just want to thank you guys for sitting here and listening to my story on my breastfeeding experience. And hi. Say hi, Michael. He doesn't like sitting very long. And it should be his nap time coming up soon. It is almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm just having a blast making all these YouTube videos because I'm by myself, and it makes me feel more comfortable when I'm by myself until I get more open about making videos with people around, which I'll get there. I'll get there. I'm new to this still, and I just want to say that I appreciate all of my subscribers and everybody that has subscribed to my channel and commented and has been so kind and nice to me. I actually made a Twitter. I will talk about my Twitter and stuff like that in the next video I make, telling you guys my Twitter name and stuff like that. I can't remember what it is because I just made it like 2 days ago. So I will let you guys know what my Twitter is, and you guys can follow me on Twitter. You guys can also ask me questions on there or just talk to me if you guys want. So I will... My husband just texted me. He's getting a new car. So anyways, I will see you guys in my next video.